you. I didn't picture you having a fancy.
Hey, big man.
Did you get it?
Got it from her.
Okay. Okay, y'all, we're gonna get going in about 10 seconds, okay? Is everybody here? It's Roy. Is Roy out there? Yeah. I'll go up. Oh, yeah. We don't want him to miss it. We're good? Good. Okay, so the Economic Development Committee is now in session. I want to ask the clerk if he would please read the roll.
Absolutely. And can I just confirm real quick that we are recording and broadcasting? Give it just a second to make sure we're broadcasting.
We're starting. Somebody's running this.
While we wait for that, I will go ahead and call the roll. And it is, let's see, Commissioner Gregory Young,
Present.
Commissioner John Atkins,
Present.
Commissioner Ed Lazarus,
Here.
Commissioner Victor Thomas,
Present.
Commissioner John Paul Young,
Here.
Commissioner Roy Burrell is in the back, but he's here. And we do have confirmation that we are recording and streaming. And then Commissioner Ron Cothran.
Here.
Commissioner Stormy Gage-Wise.
Present.
All right, you have 8 of 8 commissioners present. Congratulations on perfect attendance. For the record, also Commissioners Ken Epperson has joined us, and I believe that is the only commissioner that's not on the committee that is here as well. If I've missed anyone, please let us know.
Okay, and I've asked Commissioner Lazarus to do our prayer and Commissioner Thomas to do our pledge of allegiance.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for all the blessings you've given us. Thank you for this day. Lord, lead, guide, and direct us as we conduct the business of the parish. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I ask that all fellow veterans and active military please join me in a hand to brow salute. I also ask that we please remember our PWAs, our POWs, and our MIAs. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I like that. I like that United States of America, not just simply the States of America. I think it's important to emphasize that. The administration has asked us to essentially consider these talking points, and I want to encourage you all to do that. And these are just suggestions, and I think it's important to have some framework for our discussions here today moving forward.
Commissioner, before y'all go too much further, could I just for the record?
Of course.
Just mention that we did not have any agenda additions, and the public comment period is open, though there are no members of the public here today to speak. So we are under new business, and that brings us to the reviewing of the score packets and recommendations for the 2026 NGOs. And I apologize for the interruption. Just wanted to make sure we get it all recorded correctly.
No, that's okay. I just thought it was important to do a little housekeeping before we noted that the invisible man was sitting on the front row. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I guess everybody have their little cheat sheet. And we have an organization by the name of Art Hills. They were awarded $10,000 last year, and they're making a request for $10,000. Did you have?
Yes, I was just gonna ask you, were you going to, were we gonna go by one, and you wanted feedback or talking points
Right,
from us?
well, I think, since we only have 18, we can kind of go over each one of them
Okay, I agree.
and offer for consideration.
Okay.
Is everybody okay with that? I want to try to keep this as informal as we can, to make sure that nothing gets lost in this discussion. So how is everybody with this process in terms of going over each one of them? Everybody good with that? Okay. That kind of answers your question.
Yes, sir. I didn't want to just, be quiet and holding things back.
Oh,
from,
no.
I just
No.
wanted to make sure you
No, I
were
can appreciate it.
requesting feedback from everybody.
Yes, sir. This organization wasn't awarded anything in 2024. And as it reads, they received $10,000 and they are requesting $10,000. However, we have a standard that they at least needs to get 60% before we move forward on awarding any organization any funds.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that since it did not read since this organization, Art Heals, did not meet our minimum hurdle, that it not receive any funding this year.
I'd like to make a substitute motion, Mr. Chair, to grant the request. I do believe that it was, if I get a second, I'll speak.
Your microphone. I'll
Mr.
second.
Chair, I would like to make a motion, to award $10,000 to Art Heals, if I can get a second,
I'll second.
okay? And I'll speak on that.
Yes, ma'am.
The reason I believe that it may have scored low, and I will yield to you for additional information. I think that it may have been some scores that you haven't received for this one.
That's correct. There are missing scores for
Okay.
the entire list.
Okay. So for that reason, I believe that if you would allow us to get those scores in, I do believe that they will go over the 60%.
Yes, ma'am. And just so it's clear to everybody, now, what happened?
All of the scores are not in.
Okay, all of the scores for this committee is not in, even though we only had 18?
That's correct.
If she has the floor right now, do you wish to yield to Commissioner Cochran?
Yes, I recognize this point of order.
Yes, sir.
I guess my question is, so why are we voting on something that's incomplete? Not because of her, but because we were given this weeks ago. We were asked to give it by a certain amount of time. Why would we penalize, and thank you, Madam President, why would we penalize somebody because I chose not to do what was asked of me? That's a rhetorical question.
Okay. And I believe that I see O can answer that, but in addition to that, I know that even though these are going to be recommendations, the administration is still also going to preview each one of these applications or already has.
Yeah, the legal is reviewing them and has reviewed them, and if there are any issues, once you make your recommendation, we will work through those and make sure that everything complies. Now, I will tell you, part of the reason, we have to present a budget to you all by October 30th. So our process has been to take a recommendation from the committee. We did set a deadline. If some folks didn't send their score in, so yeah, we are missing some, but we did feel like it was necessary for us to continue forward with the meeting.
Okay, and if I understand the essence of the discussion at this point, they didn't meet the criteria, but there are some mitigating circumstances that's been imposed upon this applicant because all of the commissioners have not submitted a scoring. Is that what the issue is?
Correct.
Okay, and if I understand your contention, is it that the individual shouldn't suffer because the commission is not doing their part, or do you feel we shouldn't even be talking about someone who hasn't met the baseline criteria?
My concern is that how can I vote pro or con when we, as committee members, have not done our due diligence, of which was asked by us in a very timely manner? The thing is, I think, again, the Madam President for bringing it to our attention, because I'm thinking everything is complete. Now, I can't vote on something that's not complete. The thing is, if every one of us was given paperwork at the same time, most of us, if not all of us, how many are we missing? Okay, so everybody but 2 people chose to adhere to the rules and regulations. And my question is, why? Not directly to that person, but again, why, if Stormy wasn't here right now, okay, we wouldn't even know this, for instance. And I think that's very unfair to any one of these 18s that's on this particular list.
And point of order, I do believe that there are going to be some others that's going to fall in that same category.
At least one.
For their scoring process. And so it would be unfair to judge them based on just on these scores. I do believe that there will be some additional discussion about those as well.
Commissioner Atkins.
I agree with the spirit, I think, of what Commissioner Cawthorn is saying, but in my view, this work is complete. If someone did not submit their information in time, it's void. So to me, the numbers that Jaleesa has prepared are complete, and we move forward based on the data that we have, based on the deadline that most of us met. So I don't view it as penalizing the organization. You're assuming that these people that haven't submitted their information would be more supportive of that organization than average, but we don't know that to be a fact. So to me, if all the data is not in, we work with what we have, we work with the majority of the data that we have in, and we move forward.
Okay, so if there aren't any more, thank you, Commissioner Atkins. If there aren't any more discussions on the matter, I would like to make a ruling on this issue, and of course, you all, have the right to overrule the chair by a simple majority vote. And I think that my ruling is that, given these circumstances, pro and con, I think that what we should do is just go ahead and allow everyone to vote on the substitute motion that was presented as to whether or not we should award this individual said money or not, and just go ahead with our regular order and how we would normally deal with any motion. And that is my ruling. And so at this time, we wish to vote on the substitute motion by President Stormy Gage-Watts.
So this is a substitute motion from Commissioner Gage-Watts, I believe seconded by Commissioner Thomas.
Do you need, excuse me, do you need her to restate her?
No, I don't believe so. I think I have it down as, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is to award $10,000 to Art Heels.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and are we voting electronically or by voice?
This one's going to be by voice today.
Okay, because I see my.
And that isn't a change in practice. That's just because of these committee meetings. It is preferable to do it that way.
Thank you.
So if we are ready for the vote, I'll go ahead and call that out. Commissioner Greg Young.
Yes.
Commissioner John Ekins.
No.
Commissioner Ed Lazarus.
No.
Commissioner Victor Thomas.
Yes.
Commissioner John Paul Young. Commissioner Roy Burrell.
Yes.
Commissioner Ron Cawthorn.
Yes.
And Commissioner Stormy Gage-Watts.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. So we have 4 in support and 3 in opposition. No, I'm sorry,
You have 5 in support.
5 in support. I'm sorry, I miscounted. I thought a Y was something else. So there are 5 in support and 3 in opposition. That motion carries. And so there is no need to address the first motion because the substitute motion passed.
Mr. Chairman, you ready?
Sure. Okay. Cohabited Foundation. They were awarded $25,000 last year. Year before last, they got $25,000 in 2025, and now they're requesting an additional $40,000, and they had a score, they had the third highest score rated by the committee at 80.14%, and that figures out to be the $40,000 that they are asking for. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Would you like to speak on your motion? Thank you.
According to their recommendations from administration, they're in the top bracket that qualifies for 100% of their request. This seems like a very simple way to go about allocating money. I think we should go with it. Thank you.
Point of information.
Commissioner Atkins, your second?
Yes, I second.
Go ahead.
Just a point of information. Was there anything in their package that calls for this increase, although they have an 80% score?
The talking points were based on if you had a range of 90 to 100%, then we had no scores at that level. So then if you had a range of 80 to 90%, the recommendation is 100% of the request. 75 to 79% is 80% of the request or capped at previous year's award. 60 to 74% previous year award cap or max of 15,000. 59% or lower, no funding. So it's based on the fact that they had an 80% score average, which means they, based on the recommendation we were just given, they would get the 40,000, which is their request, the recommendation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, you're welcome. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on the motion? Okay, so all in favor? Is it unanimous, or do we need to have a roll call vote?
Is there anyone
Opposed?
opposing? It does not appear so. It
Okay.
appears to pass unanimously. And so that is 8 in support, none in opposition. And so number 2, your second motion, I'm labeling these motions, by the way. This,
Okay.
The second set passes with 8 of 8.
Okay, and the third one is competition planning partners. They have received 25,000 last year. This year they received 20,000, and they requested an increase of 30,000. And the recommendation is for them to receive $20,000 as they did last year, and you know, they didn't exceed. I think the score that they got was rather modest, and I don't see how at this point, at least from the chair's point of view, that it would warrant them receiving $10,000 more than what they received last year. But that is my motion.
Can you restate that motion, please? What's the motion?
My motion is to retain them at $20,000.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So on a previous item, we speculated that scores that haven't been entered yet would raise the amount, but we didn't check by adding them. Would it be consistent of us to assume the same thing about this item? They are 1.86 percentage points below the next category, which would qualify them for 80% or last year's award. So I wonder if that's consistent or inconsistent.
Well, but as you know, Commissioner, it's not a science; it's an art form. And
Point of clarification.
someone had something.
No, I just said, point of information.
Right. Well, let me
Yeah, you can finish
addressing
that.
what his concerns are first. I think that this organization, you know, based on the scores, I think we can't use what we use criteria for Art Hills because we were just talking about them, you know, reaching our threshold, and that didn't I mean, it's not like they really were requesting a whole lot of money. And so that's how I think about it. It's, it just depends on the circumstances. And I don't feel like we're being inconsistent because we're really not applying, we're applying a criteria to a different situation, I think. I mean, I'm sure that someone may argue different, but, we get to vote on it. And whatever the majority thinks, about this particular issue. I mean, based on your suggestion, that means that everybody should get more money than what they asked for if we apply what we applied to Art Hills.
Yeah.
But I think the attempt was just trying to make Art Hills eligible because of what someone didn't do in this process. I don't think it really gave them any benefit. It didn't give them more money than what they were asking for. And I think that's the issue here. Is, we're considering giving someone more than what they asked for. But reasonable people can disagree.
So, just a point of clarification
Yes,
regarding
sir.
that. They asked for 30,000. So if we give them 20,000, that would be less than they asked for. And if we gave them 25,000, that would also be less than they asked for. That's all.
Just point of information, maybe even clarification. Based upon what we did with Art Hills, are we assuming that those that did not turn theirs in would automatically increase this without the score? I don't think that's the assumption that should be made, because they may have scored this individual lower, not necessarily higher. So that's my only point of observation.
I think it's an important observation. In terms of observations, Commissioner Thomas.
I'd like to call for the question on the vote for Wild Gods.
Second.
I think he did good what he said.
Is there any objection to that call for the question? It doesn't appear that there is. So we'll call for the vote on the motion to award $20,000 to, I'm sorry, let me just restate that. That is,
Competition.
no, I'm correct. That's $20,000 to the Competition Planning Partners, Wild Gods. A motion from Commissioner Gregory Young and seconded by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts. And so we are Commissioner Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Atkins,
Yeah.
Commissioner Lazarus,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner John Paul Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Burrell,
Yes.
Commissioner Cothran,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gage Watts.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries with 8 in support and none in opposition.
Downtown Shreveport Unlimited, they haven't received money from us, at least over the last 2 cycles, and they're requesting $160,000. Their rated score was 66.86. And I recommend that they get $15,000. They kind of need to at least demonstrate what it is that they're asking for. I had a motion from Commissioner Young. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Point of information. Point of information.
Sure.
Is this the first time they applied or the second time? I don't have the documents.
Well, I just know that, at least for the record, I mean, I think Ms. Jalissa can answer that.
We're not aware that they applied before. This is the organization that sponsors Rockets on the Red and Mudbug Madness.
Yeah, I recognize that.
Yeah.
But I thought we had some criteria about them applying more than once, or is it that I may have that confused with have a nonprofit over 1 year or something like that.
Oh, yeah, you have to be in existence they've been in existence for.
Well, I know that.
Yeah. You have to be in existence for at least 2 years.
Well, that was my clarification.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
Getting something mixed up there. Thank you,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a substitute motion to fund Downtown Shreveport Unlimited in the amount of $20,000. Having reviewed their request, I do recognize that it is 3 different festivals that they are putting on. Now, while I do not agree with the.
Second, because you didn't get one. So let me give you a second.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I did start speaking. I'm sorry. While I do not agree with the complete total of $160,000, to me that almost seems like we will be putting on the festival. And for that, I think the Cattle Parish could just put on a festival. But I do believe in supporting our festivals downtown. So therefore, I would make a substitute request for 20,000 for this initial year. And then, of course, next year, with some of the improved practices with this process, I think that we'll be able to hear more from them about their demonstrated impact and our support.
Okay, so is there anyone opposed to the substitute motion?
Yes. Based on this previous year's award cap or a max of $15,000, they haven't applied before, so there is no previous year's award. So we have a cap here of $15,000 in our set of rules.
But Mr. Chair, just for a point of order, this is just a recommendation, right? This is not,
Right.
we're not married to
No,
this
of
per
course
se.
not. Of
Okay,
course not.
I just wanted to make sure that we understand that
Oh, no.
these are only recommendations.
That's all. It just forms some basis for our discussion. That's all. I thought that would be
Correct.
very useful.
Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
Will you finish?
Yes, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Is there anyone else? Well, probably need to have a roll call vote since there is some opposition.
So this is the
Substitute?
motion from Commissioner Thomas. And second, who was the second on that one again?
I made the second.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. And this is for 20,000 for DSU. And Commissioner Gregory Young,
Yes.
Commissioner John Atkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Ed Lazarus,
No.
Commissioner Victor Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner John Paul Young, Commissioner Roy Burrell,
Yes.
Ron Cothran, and Stormy Gage Watts.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries. It appears you have 6 in support, 2 in opposition. So that motion does carry and brings us to the next item for consideration.
All right, the Film Prize Foundation, they received $30,000 in 2024. They got $50,000 last year. Thank you, Commissioner. They received $30,000 in 2024. That is the Film Prize Foundation, and they received $50,000 last year. And they're requesting a 100% increase of $100,000. And someone will have to help me because I don't see, I don't see the justification for doubling the award that we're giving them.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, for 50,000.
I move to allocate $50,000.
Thank you.
A second.
Second.
Commissioner
Thank
Thomas,
you.
you wanted to speak?
Thank you. I appreciate that. I would like to just continue to say that, perhaps in the next cycle, if they can come before us and make their case as to why they should be receiving more money. As I understand it, we were like foundational in terms of an institution. I wasn't here, but I think, Commissioner Watts was here. And, we were like among the first people to contribute to that organization. So I know that, this body is committed to assisting them. But I just think at this point, I don't see a rationale for doubling what they are receiving. So I would recommend that they continue to receive $50,000 as they were awarded last cycle. And is there anyone opposed to the motion? So by acclamation? By acclamation?
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So that motion for 50,000 from Commissioner John Paul Young, seconded by Stormy Gage Watts, is approved by 8 in support and none in opposition, and brings us to the next item for consideration.
Fit for Life Ministries, $60,000 in 2024, $60,000 in 2025. They're requesting $75,000. It's my recommendation it's my motion that they remain at $60,000. Is anyone opposed to the motion?
Who was the second on that?
John
Paul. Okay, so we have the motion from Commissioner Young, seconded by Commissioner Young. And that is to leave Fit for Life at 60,000 and no opposition. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that carries with 8 in support, none in opposition.
Okay, and here we have Helping Improving Life. It's a similar circumstance as what we just discussed here with a prior grantee. They weren't awarding the money in 2024, not in 2025, and they're requesting $25,000 at a score of 71.71%. And
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion of the same one that I made for the other organization, to grant them their request of $20,000.
the chair seconds.
Okay. And thank you, Mr. Chair. And the reason why that I make that recommendation for the same reason, because of the missing items for the scoring. And so if that is what prohibited them from being included in this cycle, that's my reason for it.
And could you repeat your number, please? I couldn't hear it.
I think it's 20,000 that they requested.
They requested
We actually
25.
requested 25.
I'm sorry, 25.
And
New eyes.
that's all right.
25.
Is it your recommendation that they receive 25 or 20?
25.
Is there anyone opposed?
Well, I see, now let me, hold on. I see a $20,000 recommendation here to the right. That's where I
Right.
got that number from.
Yeah.
So 20,000
20,000.
is my
Okay.
recommendation.
20,000 is her recommendation for the motion.
Second.
Okay, so the motion is for 20,000
Yes,
from
sir.
Commissioner Gage Watts.
Second.
Seconded by the chair, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did we need a roll call vote on that right now? Or
Is
is there
anyone
any
opposed
opposition?
to it? No one is opposed.
Seeing no opposition, that motion does carry with 8 in support, and none in
I
opposition.
saw 20,000.
You did.
So that was for 20,000?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
20,000 to the Help Improving Lives.
Let's see. Highland Area Partnership. They received 10,000 in 2024,
15.
10,000 in 2025. They are requesting 15,000. Is,
I move to grant them $15,000.
Second.
is anyone opposed to the commissioner's motion? So by acclamation, the motion passed.
Yes.
So that is a motion from Commissioner John Paul Young, seconded by Commissioner Victor Thomas, for 15,000 for the Highland Area Partnership, and that is that motion passes with 8 in support, none in opposition.
Independence Bowl Foundation. They've been receiving $65,000 for the last couple of years. They're requesting the same for this cycle. They received a score 82%, and it's the recommendation of the chair that they receive $65,000 grant from the.
Second. Move it.
Is there anyone opposed to the motion? The motion passed by acclamation.
Yes.
And who, I've heard 2 seconds on that.
It don't matter.
I'm sorry, Ron? Okay, so that was the motion from Chairman Young, seconded by Commissioner Cothran to give to allocate 65,000 to the Independence Bowl Foundation, which passed with 8 in support, none in opposition.
Okay, so Ivy Crown, AKA Regional Conference, it's not clear if they've ever requested before, but however, over the last couple of cycles, they weren't awarded any money. Presumably, they didn't ask for any money.
Well, this is the regional conference, so a regional conference doesn't come every year.
Okay.
Shreveport has been chosen for the location for the regional conference, and so they would like
So
funding
moved,
for that.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, I would like to
moved,
make
Mr.
a
Chairman.
motion for $25,000 for the Ivy Crown, AKA Regional Conference.
And that is your motion. Is there a second?
Point of information. Stormy, I think you talked about this organization in the past. Can you remind me, didn't we have this regional conference here a year or two ago?
No, I think that they may have had a conference, but it was not the South Central Regional Conference.
Okay.
And this one is where I'm sure that Shreveport will be inundated with AKAs all over our area, and it's going to be a great economic impact for us. So this is a different conference. It's normally held Houston, Arkansas, Mexico,
Mr.
and
Chair.
other areas, but Shreveport has been chosen this time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, the chair recognizes Commissioner Burrell.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, they had a state conference, a district conference, and it almost filled up Shreveport. So this regional conference, you can expect more than twice as many because a bunch of them.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Thomas.
I yield. That was the.
That was it. You want to make that point? Okay, and so just to make sure we got it clear now, they requested 25,000. The recommendation has been made based on the score. They received 20. So what is specifically your motion in terms of how much money?
25,000.
25,000. Is there anyone that opposes the motion?
Seeing none opposing that motion for 25,000 to Ivy Crown, AKA Regional Conference, carries with 8 in support, none in opposition. And please correct me if that is wrong, but okay, it looks correct.
Right.
And that motion was originally from Commissioner Gage Watts, seconded by the chairman, I believe. Is that correct?
John Paul Young.
John Paul Young.
Seconded by John Paul Young. Thank you.
Okay, moving right along, North Cattle Fireworks. In 2024, they received 9,000. In 2025, they received 7,200. They are requesting 12,000. They received a score of 73.57. And the recommendation, not mine, but the recommendation is that based on their scoring, how much money asked for was $7,200. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to grant them $9,000.
Is that, do I hear a second?
A second.
Would you like to speak on your motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair, they're really close
Microphone.
to the line for. Yes, Mr. Chair, they're really close to the line for the next tier of approval, and it's a small amount of money, and it's in North Caddo, where I don't think we have a lot of other economic development activity going on. So I think we ought to be, be a little generous to them. Thank
May
you.
I ask that the mover of the motion consider bumping it to 10,000? Just 'cause
That was going to be my motion as a
That would be
second.
great. Or we could do 12.
10 sounds good.
Okay, 10. 10.
All right, 10,000. You want to comment on the motion?
Yes, sir. I agree with Commissioner John Paul Young's assessment. I do believe that also our Parks and Recreation does kind of work with them, and they support our efforts parish-wide. So I am definitely in agreement with the 10,000.
Okay, so
So that's
So is there-
essentially, that was a friendly amendment that was accepted to raise it to 10.
to 10,000. And
We
so,
ready for a vote, or do we need
so
to?
is there anyone opposed to the motion?
It does not appear that anyone is opposed to the motion, so that motion from Commissioner John Paul Young, seconded by Victor Thomas, for 10,000 to the North Caddo Fireworks, is adopted with 8 in support, none in opposition. And I'm sorry, that is 7 in
Thank you.
support, none in opposition, 1 out of the room right now.
Okay, before I forget, if you would be so kind, if you can go down that last column that you have and indicate specifically what each one of them are being granted by the committee, and if you can have it distributed, maybe you can send them to Jeff, and Jeff can get it to all of the committee members so they can be reminded as to how much everybody was actually awarded in this cycle. Ma'am?
It will also be in the minutes, and then we'll also, you'll have this in your draft copy of the budget that you'll consider for adoption later this year.
Right. In addition to that, see if you can get it circulated to each commission, like I suggested. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I like to have little pocket things to put in my folder.
We'll get it
We call it a generational thing. It may just be a generational thing, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. The next will be the Red River Revel.
Make a
8,000, 10,000. They're requesting 10,000, and the recommendation, not mine, is that they receive 10,000. Do I hear a motion?
A second.
Okay, what is your motion?
You don't know what his motion is.
That they receive 10,000? Would you like to speak on your motion? No, I would prefer to.
Thank you, Commissioner Cawthorn. I did Red River Revel, as you know, is one of the staple entertainment festivals of our community. I appreciate their request for 10,000. I would like to make a motion for 15,000. I do know a few of the needs that the Red River Revel has requested. I do understand, and in this circumstance, I know that they did end up losing the person that would have made this request. So therefore, in the sake of time, they did make the request from last year in order to at least be granted that. But I have recognized a number of needs and issues that the Red River Revel has presented towards me that are not reflected in this packet. And I think that speaks much more to your recommendation previously of having these individuals come in and speak to us so that we can actually engage in dialogue about exactly what their needs are.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. The chair recognizes Commissioner Atkins.
No,
and-
sir, I'm fine.
You good? Okay, the chair recognizes Commissioner Cochran.
Yes, this is just a question to Commissioner Thomas, and that is, the Red River Revel used to be 2 weeks long, and it's my understanding they're like 2 weekends now. So are they gonna be able to?
Yes, sir. And if I may respond to his question.
If the gentleman wishes to yield.
Yeah.
For instance, I'm glad you brought that point up. The financial constraints that Red River Revel for this year, in order to make an emergency request, they just yielded to, they wanted to make their request for next year. They were going to follow this model with the, with breaking up the weekend. However, once again, the request really is more than the 10,000. Once again, for the sake of time, they did duplicate their request from last year in order for the sake of time to get something turned in for us.
So if I may be, their intent possibly next year is not to duplicate what they're showing us this year.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I have requested some updated data regarding how that works out for them, but I do know that it's still a financial burden on them even this year.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Burrell.
Yes, just a point of information. I ran into a minority business that said that they haven't been able to work well with Red River Revel. So check into that since it's in your district.
I sure will. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. So the motion, can you restate the motion?
That is
It-
a motion at this point.
I
I'm
think
sorry,
it
that was a substitute motion from Victor Thomas, seconded by John Paul Young for 15,000 to the Red River Revel.
Is there anyone in opposition to the substitute motion?
Seeing none in opposition, it appears that would pass with 8 in support, none in opposition. And that brings us to the next item for consideration.
Okay, just as a matter of personal privilege, because I think we might get into the weeds on the next one, let's skip that one and come and revisit it at the end. Shreveport Bossier African American Chamber of Commerce received $10,000 in 2024, $15,000 in 2025, and now they're requesting $20,000. They receive a score of 62.43%. And so based on that formula, the recommendation is that they receive $10,000. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion, sir.
Make a substitute motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 request of $20,000. If I can have a second, I'll speak on my motion.
Second.
I second.
Thank you so much for the second. I do, in the spirit of full disclosure, I do want to let my colleagues know that I do serve as a board member for the Shreveport Bossier African American Chamber of Commerce, so I may be able to speak light to this. This funding does go to support a number of different businesses, and I'll yield there.
I don't think.
That's why I'm yielding, because I don't think I can speak to my motion. Is that correct?
You can speak, I don't know
No,
that you
I
can
don't-
make the motion, but
Point
you
of-
can participate in discussion,
Okay.
but you'd have to recuse from
Well,
a vote.
excuse me, I will like to rescind my motion.
He's a board member, so he's in conflict.
I'll rescind my motion, and then I'll speak
Point of
and
order.
participate in the discussion.
And correct me, I know legal is not in here, but I thought that as long as we were not paid board members, that we could vote on allocations for these nonprofit organizations.
I
I
believe
do believe that correct me if I'm wrong,
I'm not legal as well.
That-
right?
I believe I can vote, but I don't believe I can participate in the discussion. If
You can participate.
You can
in it.
participate
Okay.
before,
Right. As long as
participation
you're not
comes
paid
before
on
voting.
that board,
Gotcha.
you can make the motion,
Okay.
you
can vote on
can speak on it,
And,
It-
and,
As long as they're not
and
paid.
you can vote, right?
and know that this vote today is not actually giving them the funds. This is a recommendation to administration for the budget that we will present to you all. So.
Victor, your vote probably doesn't matter, so I don't know.
Right.
You know.
I think
I'll just rescind my motion.
yeah. I think
Let me
yeah.
rephrase that, your vote always matters, but it may not be a swing.
Thank you, and I appreciate my colleagues
I'll
and their
get
discussion and
clarification
input on the
from
matter.
I would like to make a motion, Mr. Chair,
Okay, thank you.
to grant the Shreveport Bossier African American Chamber of Commerce the $20,000. You did say 20,000, right? Okay.
Is there anyone opposed to the motion?
So
This is a motion from Commissioner Gage Watts. Who was the second on it? I'm sorry. Oh, Cawthorn. And that is for the $20,000, right?
Correct.
Okay, for $20,000 to the African American Chamber of Commerce.
Is anyone opposed to the motion?
Okay, seeing none, it passes with 8 in support, none in opposition.
Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission received $40,000 in 2024, $40,000 in 2025. They're requesting $57,500. They receive a score of 71%. And based on that criteria, the recommendation is $40,000. Do I hear a motion?
I move to support the $40,000 recommended.
Do I hear a second? Would you like to speak on your motion, Commissioner?
No, I think we all are very aware of what the Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission does. I feel like they make a positive contribution.
Substitution.
The floor yields to Commissioner Burrell.
Substitute motion, Mr. Chairman, for 45.
Second.
Would you like to speak on your motion?
Well, the Sport Commission has been doing a pretty decent job overall, and I know we created this sometimes back in the legislature, and as I said, they've got a pretty good track record, and I think 45 wouldn't hurt them. It's a lot less than what they're requesting.
Okay, now who's second Commissioner Burrell's motion? Would you like to speak on the motion, Commissioner? Okay, is anyone opposed to the motion?
No, I concur, and I serve on the Shreveport Bossier Sports Commission,
Yeah,
and will be
chair
voting in
lady
favor of
does.
the substitute motion.
Is anyone opposed to the motion?
I see no opposition to this motion, so this motion this is a substitute motion from Commissioner Burrell, seconded by Commissioner Young, John Paul Young, for the amount of 45,000, I believe. Was that the right number? Okay, I just want to make sure I had that number right. 45,000 to the Sports Commission, and that is adopted with 8 in support, none in opposition.
Southern Hills Business Association, the award was $20,000 in 2024. They didn't receive an award in 2025. I don't know if they applied. They're requesting $30,000 this year. They receive a score of 70.14, and based on this criterion, the recommendation is $20,000. Do I hear a motion?
I have a motion, Mr. Chair, for $25,000 for this organization.
Second by Commissioner Cochran. Commissioner Young, would you like to speak on your motion?
I think this is
Microphone.
this is a great local business organization. I think it's the only thing in that part of town that we fund, and I think it's worth supporting them a little extra. Thank you.
Commissioner Cochran, would you like to speak on your second?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As previously stated, the Southern Hill Business Association is doing some great work, and as you know, they're getting ready for the Southern Hill Expo. The thing is, they have limited funds to do everything that they're doing, and the most important thing that they're doing is soliciting out, using this money to bring additional businesses down Mansfield Road and throughout the community as well. Thank you.
Is anyone opposed to the motion?
Seeing no opposition, that motion from Commissioner John Paul Young, seconded by Commissioner Cawthorn for 20,000 to Southern Hills.
25.
Or was it 25,000? I'm sorry. Thank you very much. The recommendation was 20,000. The motion was for 25,000 to Southern Hills. Is adopted with 8 in support, none in opposition.
Okay, the State Fair of Louisiana didn't receive an award in 2024. They received $25,000 in 2025. They're requesting $20,000 this year. That's a novel idea. They're requesting less than what they got
Mr.
in
President,
2025, and the recommendation based on the average score of 75.14 was for the $20,000 they requested. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, here, I'm recommending 25, and I explain why if I can get a second.
I'll second.
The reason why I had the experience, the main car show that was just here that was so massive, they didn't even have enough power out there to even push the speakers that they had to accommodate it. And it needs upgraded. There's a lot of antiquated stuff that's out there that needs upgrading. And I think it's something that needs to be improved. That is our economic engine right there in the middle of Shreveport, and we are allowing it to go down. And I think that the parish have an opportunity to help improve it, because we have kids out in our parish with 4-H and all these other things. So $5,000 more will help. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're very welcome. Who second? Would you like to speak on the motion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I too participate in a lot of different activities at the State Fair of Louisiana, and I do recognize the crumbling infrastructure. I agree with the suggestion for 25, and I think it presents an opportunity for us to have discussions with the State Fair of Louisiana, not only the State Fair of Louisiana, but other entities involved in our community on how we can best improve upon that area. Once again, that is an economic engine and an economic driver for our community, especially where it sits on the I-20 corridor. So I think that this is, for me, it's I don't want to say alarming, but I think it raises a question that we can have further discussions with them. And I look forward to Commissioner Burrell leading that discussion as it relates to the State Fair and how we can improve his district.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak on the motion? Is there anyone else? Is there anyone opposed to the motion?
Seeing no one opposed, it appears that the motion from Commissioner Burrell, seconded by Commissioner Thomas, for $25,000 to the State Fair is adopted with 8 in support and none in opposition. And that brings us now to the consideration of the Strand Theater.
$15,000 in 2024. They received $15,000 in 2025. They're requesting $50,000 this year, and based on the average score, the recommendation was to award them $15,000. Do I hear a motion? Commissioner Thomas.
I'll make a motion to.
Can I get a second for Commissioner Thomas?
Second.
We got to hear his motion first.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion to.
Fast.
I'll make a motion to approve the Strand Theater at $25,000.
Would you like to speak on your motion?
Yes, I would. I do know that the $50,000 request is significantly higher than the previous award. I do know that the Strand Theater, after having conversations with their organization's director, Ms. Shield, understanding what their needs are, they were not aware that they could request more than $15,000, and which is why they requested 50. The Strand Theater, as you know, is another staple in our downtown community, and I would at least like to see them 50% awarded. And once again, with the process for next year, I'd love to see what they are able to do and how that improves their outcomes.
Thank you. Second?
John
Would you
Paul
like
Young.
would you like to speak?
Point of information.
The chair recognizes Commissioner Burrell.
Yes, I'm very much supportive of the Strand Theater, but I would like to see a program that they have to include a lot of low-income kids, both black and white or whomever, to be exposed to that type of culture. And if it's something within these dollars that they can, that they can do, I would like to see that happen.
That's it.
Thank you.
Take that to them.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak on the motion?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
regarding Commissioner Burrell's point, I think they do have a number of events that are for school-age children, particularly low-income children that they bring to the Strand. I was there actually at a comedy show and met someone who said he hadn't been there since he did that program 15 years ago, and what a strong impression it left on him.
Thank you.
And Mr. Chair, just for the record, it's probably Title I schools
Mm-hmm.
that goes there.
It is.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for those. Thank you for that, Madam President. Commissioner Thomas.
Yes, and to Commissioner Burrell's point, I do know that they do have a number of programs that include dance, vocal, and musical instruments. I think that speaks to the Film and Entertainment Commission's idea to want to see more of those programming in our community. They do host a lot of that already, especially for our youth with our local dance competitions. I can think of Dance's High Praise. I do know that they do host the local competitions for the local dance troops that are around, such as Jill's Gymnastics. I think they do a lot of their concerts there as well. Once again, this speaks to your desire to have them share in their own words some of the programming that they share. I know we attend a lot, but I think they know best what they're doing all year long, and I think it'll help us all be more aware of what's going on, as we're not able to attend everything.
Thank you, Commissioner Burrell. Second round. Thank you,
Yeah.
Commissioner Thomas.
You know, given the fact that they only requested what they asked for last year, if we do a $10,000 increase, that means that they should be able to improve upon what they have.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. And to be clear, the motion is for 25,000.
Yes, sir.
Is anyone opposed to the motion?
Seeing none opposed to the motion, it appears that Commissioner Thomas's motion, seconded by Commissioner John Paul Young, for 25,000 to the Strand is adopted with 8 in support, none in opposition. And that brings us to the end of the list, though we did move over one who, the application.
Right. And without objection to the chair's decision to visit this Roe Omega and Friends, they were the other applicant that didn't meet our threshold, and therefore there's no recommendation for them to receive any money. In 2024, they received 40,000. In 2025, they received 32. And this year, they were requesting 40,000.
I'd like to make a motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Burrell.
I'd like to make a motion for 32. If you've been down there to their
I'll
festival.
second his motion. so
I'm
that he
sorry.
may speak.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, if you've been down there to their festival, it's a very nice festival, and they bring in a lot of food trucks and stuff, economic development type of issues and entertainment, and we need to really start protecting our multicultural tourism. I'm going to continue to use that term where it would bring in different people from this community. If you only look at our football games, it troubles me that that it's so segregated still, and we need more things that would encourage people to come down on a multicultural basis. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Burrell. Is there any more comments about this organization? And I think if I'm clear about the motion, you're recommending that they receive $32,000?
What we did from last year.
Is there any, I'm sorry, go ahead. The chair recognizes Commissioner Young.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a question for Ms. Thomas. Is this one
Microphone.
of the ones that's blank?
Yes.
Okay, so I think part of the reason that they got such a low score is because I'm not sure why it was blank. Did they not submit a
It-
request or just didn't copy and paste correctly?
Microphone.
No, it was blank because the format was different than what was required. Now, it was still on your jump drive. You still could go and review that information.
Okay, so some
I
of us
just
may
didn't,
not have-
I just didn't want to assume.
So some of us may not have read that, and just as a point going forward, maybe next year you could take an extra step for us and print it on our application so we won't accidentally mark it as
One of
0
them.
just because it's the wrong format.
Gotcha.
Point of
That's
information.
all, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Young. Second round, Commissioner Burrell.
I just want to
I'm
make.
sorry, I apologize. We have to do Commissioner Atkins, and I don't think Commissioner Cochran has an opportunity to speak on the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to be voting no because it came in with a lower score, so I'm just voting no for that reason. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Cochran.
Call for the question.
Second.
Okay, so this is the motion of Commissioner Burrell, seconded by Commissioner Gage Watts, 32,000 to Rho Omega, and I will begin the vote with.
But I think, I apologize, but I think Commissioner Cochran called for the question, so we need to have a vote on whether or not.
Oh, was there opposition to the call for the question? Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I'm voting in acclamation. I apologize.
Okay, I'm sorry. So that call for the question, I had assumed that there was no opposition. It does appear that there is not opposition. So as long as there is not, we will move forward to the
Right,
vote.
but just for the record,
Thank you very
The
much for
gentleman-
doing that. And that does help us. We're
gentleman-
going back.
the gentleman
There's a lot of motions in these meetings, so it is
I
helpful to have
understand.
them clarified. I appreciate y'all being patient with us as we call them all out, so we don't lose track in the long run. And so that one is the motion from Commissioner Burrell, seconded by Commissioner Gage Watts for 32,000 to Rho Omega, and we will do the roll call vote now. Commissioner Gregory Young,
yes.
Commissioner John Atkins,
No.
Commissioner Ed Lazarus,
No.
Commissioner Victor Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner John Paul Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Roy Burrell,
Yes.
Commissioner Ron Cochran,
Yes.
Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts.
Yes.
Okay, that motion carries with 6 in support, 2 in opposition. That is the last of your applications to be considered today.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to reconsider the allocation for Competition Planning Partners WAD gods in favor of an amount of $25,000.
Which one was that one?
The third one from the top, Competition Planning Partners WAD gods.
I'll second.
Thank you.
And how much is your motion?
For 25 instead of 20.
Instead of 20?
Yes.
Is anyone opposed to the motion?
Well, I have a beautiful speech if you'd like to hear it.
I can
If no one is opposed, that's fine.
Well, you know.
Okay, that is a motion from Commissioner, John Paul Young, seconded by Commissioner Thomas, to reconsider and allocate $25,000 to Competition Planning Partners WAD gods. They previously had been allocated $20,000, so this would allocate this would allocate $25,000 instead of 20, and it appears there is no opposition. Is that correct?
No.
That being said, that motion carries with 8 in support, none in opposition, and will replace the previous amount.
All right, and just out of deference to my colleague, he said he had a beautiful speech, and I think it may be useful since this was the only addendum that we had to our proceedings today.
Well, Mr. Chair, before his speech, I would just like to ask, what was our total for these requests that we approved? Ms. Thomas, were you
If
able
you-
to?
Give me a second. I can
Ms.
get-
Barnett, okay. 527. Thank you.
$84,800 more than was recommended.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry,
That's a great
the 527 represents what?
527.
That's the current total?
Yes.
All right, and the chair recognizes Commissioner John Paul Young.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. I
Microphone.
wanted us to
Microphone.
acknowledge that.
Microphone.
I just wanted us to acknowledge that this is a vibrant festival for fitness and healthy lifestyle that takes place downtown. It helps to support our convention center, and I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you.
All right. Did you have something you wanted to, Commissioner Cochran?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. And the thing is, to carry out what Commissioner John Paul is saying, this is the organization that came down and shared with us for years. They've been paying for this out of their pocket, and the doctor that came down here shared with us the economic impact that it's making on the city, and they're hoping to truly grow it because, again, you got people coming from everywhere, to include the city, of course, and they're looking really to grow this this activity. And if you ever seen it, it's mad. I mean, I don't see how to get it done, but okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. The chair recognizes Commissioner Thomas.
In agreement with my colleagues, I did get a chance to visit this festival downtown. This competition downtown, and much like they said, in the spirit of health and fitness, they attracted people regionally, almost like the Dirty Mothers race. I think it has a lot of potential for growth here in our community. So.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. The chair recognizes Commissioner Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you all.
I think we need to vote on this
I
motion, right?
just like to just have a very brief closing remark.
Excuse me, I think we have a motion on the floor we need to vote on. Am I correct?
That's correct, Mr. Parliamentarian.
All right, is there anyone opposed to the motion
Opposed to the motion to close?
to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Point of information, there is a motion on the floor for us to increase the Wild Gods funding from $20,000 to $25,000 made by Commissioner John Paul Young, and I believe seconded by myself.
I think we
already
already
did.
called
We
it.
dispensed with that.
We voted on
We
it.
dispensed
Only
with
thing
that.
that's
I
on the
didn't hear it for the
floor
record.
is the vote,
Uh-huh.
for the
I
meeting to end.
think the
To
last
adjourn.
motion was to join.
The last motion was to adjourn.
Yeah,
But I
that's it.
And just as a matter of courtesy, in this very amicable environment, I will yield the floor to Commissioner Burrell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My comment is just a point of information. Back on although it's already passed, my position on the role of Mega, since I wasn't able to explain, is the fact that although they did not do it properly this time in terms of the format, undoubtedly they did it in 2025 because they got the money, so they know how to do it. Whatever the technicality is, I don't I don't know what the technicality was this year that may have created this 36.86. Because I know I for one didn't like the fact that they didn't put it in the proper format. But if that's all it is, undoubtedly they know how to do it because they got awarded in 2025. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct. I just was following the rules and letting you all know that the format that you had set forth and I've been followed, but I still provided the information so that you could make the score as you did.
Point well taken.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, and I would just like to say in closing, that I think it would be very, very useful if we only have like 18, maybe 20, 25 folks, that we facilitate allowing them to come up and make the case, instead of simply the committee members trying to make the case for them as to why they should receive said funding. I think it would be very, very useful to this process. If I was an applicant and I'm doing great work in the community, I would want it shouted from the mountaintop what we're doing and why we should be receiving these funds. I also would like to thank each one of you all who have participated in this process, and I really thank everybody who voted for and against, because this is what democracy is all about. Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you.
to yield to the
Meeting is adjourned.
yes, also, Jaleesa, we really appreciate all of the hard work and effort that you've enjoyed in this process. And we want to thank not only yourself, but your finance director, your boss, who's afforded you the tools and the time to do this for us. And I also want to thank Madam Administrator and her Principal Lieutenant, Clay, for the work that he's done in keeping this organization in a very cohesive character. And thank you very much. You had something you wanted to add before we
I
dismiss?
just want to add on the question regarding whether you're a non-compensated member of a board, can you participate in? The short answer is yes, you can.
Uh-huh.
If you're non.
Thank
But
you
we'll
for that.
send, we'll have Ms. Frazier send you all out the official language on that.
And
All right.
she did share that, so I can forward it.
Yes.
So
All right, so without objection, meeting is adjourned.
Ms. Brown, are we reconvening at 1:30 still?
Yes. 1:30 for the Tax Board of Appeals, that's correct.
correct. And just so everyone understands, the reason we didn't use the voting machines during that meeting is because they are licensed differently for committees than they are for the main meeting. So we will be using it for the special meeting in a moment. Just didn't want there to be confusion.